Good Shabbos. The Rambam, Maimonides, teaches us that we should maintain a sense of balance in our various character traits. For example, we shouldn't be too miserly and not give any charity, and yet we shouldn't be too generous and give everything we have away. We should find the middle path, the golden mean, a balance, so we can be both generous and responsible. The Rambam advises that this middle path applies to almost every character trait. But there is one trait in particular for which there is no middle path, and that is anger. One should run to the extreme opposite pole from anger. The Rambam apparently finds this idea in the Gemara when it says, Kol hakoes ki'ilu oved avodah zara. Anyone who gets angry, it is as if they have worshipped idolatry. How do we understand such a strong statement? Idolatry is one of the worst, most basic violations of the Torah, a violation of the first of the two Aseres Hadibros. Is the Gemara engaged in hyperbole by comparing anger to idolatry? Anger is so common and so easy to fall into. Avraham Avinu can provide us an answer. Avraham is the champion of emunah, in belief in the one God, and the utter rejection of idolatry. One of the ways in which Avraham demonstrates his emunah and his rejection of avodah zarah is how Avraham never gets angry. Take a step back and look at the life of Avraham in totality. Notice how many times he is challenged, indeed persecuted, and not once does he display any anger or contempt. Nearly every episode in his life could have been an opportunity for anger. He arrives in Canaan only to be driven out by famine. His wife is taken from him not once but twice. He avoids conflict with Lot. He is denied a child for many years only to be told that his children would be plentiful. He is then told to sacrifice that child. He argues over Sodom and Amorah. He is instructed to banish Hagar and Yishmael. And yet through all of this, Avraham shows not a scintilla of anger. Instead, Avraham demonstrates acceptance. Not acceptance to the point of inaction, but acceptance in his heart to make peace with a challenge and confront it from a place of equanimity, self-control, and not anger. Avraham's amazing capacity of acceptance is an extension of his deep emunah, his belief and trust in Hashem. And that is why to get angry is like worshiping idolatry, because it's the opposite of acceptance. When a person allows their anger to overcome them, to consume them like a fire, they are neglecting their faith and trust in Hashem. And so the Rambam advises that we must run from anger to the opposite extreme. One of the many factors contributing to the deep polarization felt in our society and our communities is unchecked anger. When we allow someone else's beliefs or opinions to drive us towards anger and respond out of anger, we contribute to a hostile environment of intolerance. This doesn't mean we have to agree on anything. Difference of opinion is a value, an asset. But if it is marked by anger, it becomes destructive. Indeed, we find in Pirkei Avos the concept of machlokes l'shem shamayim, an argument for the sake of heaven. In light of the lesson that anger is like idolatry, we see now that genuine, sincere conflict and debate, machlokes devoid of anger, demonstrates not only a rejection of idolatry, but also an expression of faith. It is l'shem shamayim, for the sake of heaven. Each of us can model the example set by Avraham and contribute to better conflict, better dialogue, if we run the other way from anger and find acceptance, l'shem shamayim. Good Shabbos.